So States is coming around in a month, and I've really got no one to playtest with. So here I am on PlayTCG looking like an idiot, while everyone else around the world is playing in real life with real friends. So yeah, that's pretty much my life. So for this coming state championships, I will be running Garbodor because all of today's metagame decks, well, most of them, do require abilities like Keldeo, Klinklang, Ho-Oh, Electrics, Hydreigon. All those decks do require abilities. And what I've realized is, if you can shut them down, you pretty much got the win. So yeah, I will be running Garbodor, and like I said, I've got no one to playtest with because my sister doesn't want to play with me, and yeah, forever alone. So this will be a series of videos because obviously you aren't just going to play test once. You want to play test multiple times with different decks, and in this video I'll be playing against a darkrai, Sableye, lasers. And one other thing I want to mention is if you guys want to watch in HD, because I know how much a pain in the butt it could be to not be able to see, well, read the chat and all that stuff, because personally I like to read the chat and all that good stuff. So yeah, and also this video is sped up because the original file was around 20 minutes long, and I didn't want you guys to sit around watching a really long video. So yeah, this is just speed up, and I am post-narrating because for two reasons. Wait, I think that was three reasons. No, I think it was two. Number one is because there's some randomness going on during the actual recording that I had to cut out. Like, for example, at the beginning, I'm like, heads or tails, and then at the same time he wrote heads or tails. I'm like, okay, so I'll pick heads, and all of a sudden he's like, heads. I was like, oh, you're kidding me. So yeah, that took around a few minutes, and it finally is like, I'll flip. Fantastic. So yeah, had to cut that part out. And the other part was, I think later in the video I X-ball, but he doesn't actually do anything for like 5 minutes. So I'm just sitting around waiting for him to put the damage on, and I didn't want you guys sitting around for 5 minutes watching nothing. So I'd also cut that part out. So yeah, like I said, I'm running Garbodor, and my opponent's running darkrai, Sableye with lasers. I'm pretty sure that's pretty common today. Well, it's just a new deck that developed with the release of Plasma Storm. But yeah, if you see my hand's not looking too good, I do X-ball the Sableye for the knockout, and what do you know? I draw a Juniper off of my prizes. So yeah, things are looking good. And even if I didn't, I could always Skyla for the Juniper, because Skyla's super hot and stuff like that. So yeah. And my opponent's going to play a Juniper of his own to get a fresh hand of 7. And he's going to catch her again. I think he's captured a lot in this video. But I didn't promote the Garbodor because I could just Skyla for the switch. So instead of playing a Juniper, I'm just going to not take the risk, because if I Juniper, I might not be able to get the switch. So here I am looking at my opponent's discard, and I've already used up 3 switches. And with him being able to junk cut for those catchers, I might not be able to keep up if I use all those switches. So I really need to conserve my resources. And that X-ball right there, I think that was the X-ball that he took 5 minutes to put the damage on. I'm just sitting there waiting for him. And the turn before, I don't think I attached, which I should have, because now I'm Junipering away 2 fighting, which would have been 1 if I attached. So I guess that was a misplay. Maybe not. Let's see. I could play the heavy ball if I want, but I'd much rather just save it. So yeah, I'm just going to X-ball for the KO and draw 2 more prizes. It's a Garbodor and a catcher. And now I'm ahead by 3 prizes. And he's got no attackers, or he's powering up a Darkrai with a Dark Claw. But I'm not sure what he can do. He could junk hunt, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And my computer just glitched out at that moment, so I couldn't really see what he junked hunt for. I did cut it because I had to reset everything, all that stuff, refresh the page. But yeah, we'll see now that he junked hunt for a dark patch and a random receiver. So I'm putting down a Trubbish. I'm heavy balling for Terrakion because I really need to get another attacker set up. Because if he can get a Darkrai, or multiple Darkrai's, and start knocking out my Mewtwo's, well, one Mewtwo, then I won't have anything to respond to that. So I really need to get something set up. And here I'm going to catch up the Darkrai, yep. And yeah, I'm just going to X-Ball for 20, 40, 60, 81. That will be, see what I say, 100, yep, 100. And it'll be his turn. He's going to play a random receiver for an N, which is bad because late game N is really going to hurt. Let's see. It's going to Ultra Ball away Keldeo and another Ultra Ball for nothing and just N. So this is when he could possibly make a comeback because I'm down to 3 cards. And he still has 6. And now he's going to play another catcher. So if I do get my 4th switch, it will be my last one, and he could still junk out for those catchers, and then that's when I'll be in trouble. So I'm going to attach the energy and Skyla for my switch, my last switch, and switch into my Mewtwo again, evolve my Garbodor, and just X-Ball for the knockout. So now I'm ahead 4 prizes, and my opponent has only got 1 energy in play. And I'm not sure what he can do from there. He's going to Dark Patch to the Darkrai, and of course, catcher up the Garbodor. That's what I'm talking about. With the ability to junk hunt for Darkrai decks that require switches, like, of course, my deck, can't really keep up. So he can just keep my Garbodor stranded up there and get his board all set up, and there's nothing I can do about it. I could manually retreat, but then he'll be like, oh, I'll just catch you again, ha ha ha. So yeah, this is when things do get tricky. So he's going to play Hypnotoxic Laser. See, does he get the heads? Yep, he does get the heads. And he's going to junk hunt for a max potion and a catcher. The catcher, just in case I get a switch. Well, I've used them all 4, but if I get a dowsing machine, I think that's the ace pack that gets your cards back from a discard. And he's going to get back a max potion to heal off that Darkrai on the bench with 100 damage. So that's cool, that's cool. And see, here I'm asking him how many cards he has in his deck. Because one bad thing about play TCG is you don't actually get to see how many cards are on your opponent's deck. You get to see how many are in your deck, but you don't get to see how many are in your opponent's. So I'm just going to catch up Darkrai and pass. And it's going to attach an energy switch, I believe, and retreat. So that's another 2 energy off of play for my opponent. And yeah, I've got a fully loaded Mewtwo. Well, Mewtwo, you have unlimited damage output, so it doesn't really matter when it's fully loaded. My Terrakion's almost fully loaded. It could always retaliate for 90. I always like to power up my Terrakion to 2 fighting, because then I can retaliate for 90 when my active Pokemon gets knocked out. And then I can attach my energies elsewhere, and when it's a need to land crush, then I attach to the Terrakion. So here the Hypnotoxic Laser, sorry about that, just knocked me out, and I'm thinking about who to promote. I should promote Mewtwo, but I think I make a misplay by promoting Terrakion. But because I think at the time I was thinking that I could retaliate. But the thing is, my Garbodor was knocked out by poison, so it wasn't knocked out by an opponent's attack. And here my opponent is going to play another Hypnotoxic Laser and go for the Confuse Ray. He gets the heads, which is bad because now I'm affected by 3 special conditions. But I do get rid of the sleep. And see, I top deck Super Rod. I don't think that's going to help at all because all I have is 2 fighting, a Trubbish, and a Garbodor, I believe, in my discard. So yeah, I do play a Tool Scrapper to get rid of the 2 Dark Patches, but that's not really going to be that useful because he can just junk hunt for the tool scrap, or not the tool scrapper, the dark claws back, and yeah, pretty much just kill me. So now he gets a fully powered up Darkrai, and he's gonna catch up my, what do you go for? Catch up the Garbodor, and see, I top deck the Heavy Ball. Wow, what a great top deck. Not really. There's really at this point, it's pretty much just thinning out your deck so I can draw the cards I need to win. So I'm just gonna play it to get a Terrakion EX. And yeah, that's pretty much all I can do. I don't play Dowsing Machine, I play Computer Search. And yeah, and right now you can see the chat. If you can't turn out to HD, like I said, he just concedes. I'm not sure why. Maybe he has to leave or something. But I mean, he had the possibility to make a comeback. But I don't know, I guess he just concedes. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this one, and tune in next week to see another playtest. Because like I said, I have no friends to play with. So yeah, I'll be forever on Play TCG. Until then.